Hello everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyaye sifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lesiZulu bese siza la sizokhuluma ngazo lezi incwadi, sixoxela laba phela abasuke bengenaso isikhathi ukuthi bayifunde incwadi nalaba abasuke benqena nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sizokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senza ama reviews and or ama recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga any other issues avuka uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe uyaqala ukujoyina namhlanje and you really like our content, please press usubscribe button la ngezansi bese uyaphinda futhi upressa i-notification bell light uzokuba subscribe ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Namhlanje na ke senza u-episode. Which episode is this? Episode 5, episode 4 or 5, I'm gonna check. Angizazi ngenza which episode, but the most recent episode that we watched on Twice as Bold, I think episode 5, yeah. Twice as Bold this week. Remember because the twins had gone bayokhuluma with ubhuti wabo ngendaba kamawabo, and the relationship that was never fixed between umawabo nobabwabo, and they were feeling like they need assistance ka-brother wabo nje in their life, bafuna baphahlele and all of that. And I guess in this episode the brother is doing that ngoba he's making a phone call lana, I guess usemall nearby la kuhlala khona uma wama twins, and uyamfonela ukuthi ucela ukuza because they just need to talk a little bit more ngendaba yama twins. And uyavuma vele umama lo mama is like a cool, calm and collected mom. she is so calm lo mama lo. Anyway, uyavuma as you know akanankinga ukuthi hayi ukhona endlini, so bavumelana ukuthi uzohamba kayombona kumama ke. Remember ukuthi ubhuti wama-twins akazalwa uma oyedwa, it's like unoma wakhe naye nama-twins nawo anoma wabo, so uyobona uma wama-twins but it's not his mother, but they have the same father. So now and then the next scene was ama-twins ayobona ubaba bathi ubaba umsingiza. And I don't know, you guys, I feel like ama-twins, but they are continuously searching for something, they are continuously searching for answers, but it's almost like they are searching for the answer that they want. They are searching for the answer that they want because all of us watched these twins when they were on Idlozlami. And guys, you can't get as clear as Usistembe when it comes to her giving messages. If you want to know what, and if you believe and you want to know what what do they require from you, you can't be as clear as Usistembe, you guys. So if you're not satisfied with the answer that you got from Usistembe, I mean really you are seeking another answer. It's just ufune answer, you know. And I feel like that with the twins because they're always going to all of these people bafuna ma-advice, and it's almost like bafuna le advice le abayifuna because we all know what obviously kuThembi they were told that grandmother was not happy with them with this idea because they want to marry the same man, bahlambuluka kwabanjanjani bagezisa izandla ukuthi they're not going to do that anymore. But then here they are going around looking for somebody to say to them it's okay for you to marry the same man. So I'm saying is Baba Bamaziyo, who knows a lot about tradition, I guess was a lot about amasiko or whatever. And okay, and they got there, maybe like short dresses, so banikeza blankets ukuthi babhinca. I guess ukuthi babonile lapho say ama-twins azoqhubhezela ubaba umsingiza la. And you know they're always looking hot, so bafika bakhuluma ubaba umsingisa, they are updating him ngendaba ukuthi they ended up getting a divorce because obviously umshado wabo became volatile. It was violence, there was violence as well in their marriage. And they talk about how abantu will talk about how much they need to separate, but they feel like they are meant to be together, they are meant to do everything together. They talk about how even in school, and when they were not in the same grade, but there was a year where they got exactly the same results esikoleni kodwa bengekho in the same class, bengekho in the same grade. The fact that baze bathola iy'ngane at the same time and all of that, and they feel like they should be one person. And Baba Msingisa and I seems to agree with them, I guess, and it makes them happy ukuthi finally kunomuntu ovumelana nabo ukuthi le lifestyle le abafuna ukuthi bayiphile khona umuntu ovumelana nayo. I guess ukuthi ene kodwa i-emphasis yakho Baba Msingisi was more on the fact that you guys don't focus a lot on finding a man, focus a lot on discovering yourself. What are you meant to do? What is your life purpose? And then ezinye izinto will fall into place. I don't think that was a bad advice, you guys, because I do think like bavuka balala bavuka bacabanga you know, life is it's more than just that. And it could be because it's a show, maybe concepts of the show came about because of that issue. They want to marry the same person, and they've created a show around that issue of them wanting the same man. So obviously with every episode there's gonna be an element of what's happening with this issue that made you start this show, which is you are finding a man that you're going to marry. No, too. So part of it, I guess I understand. Maybe in their normal daily life, every day, but it's starting to feel like that for me as a viewer. If I'm just relaxed, thinking this is reality, too much. If I'm just thinking it's reality, I'm like, don't they talk about other things besides finding this one man that they're both going to date? So, and then the next thing, they're planning a housewarming, because remember they moved into that beautiful house, which by the way, I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is, a house, but it is a beautiful house, you guys. It has a pool, it's big. You know, it looks very nice with their two daughters. They're planning a housewarming. They're going to invite their friends. Kuzobe kumnandi, kuno DJ outside and whatnot. Yeah, it's just little conversation about the party. And then the brother arrives. The next scene is the brother arriving at the house where the mother lives. The brother arrives. Dwaboshem is very respectful. Talks to Mawabo Gebeno, stepfather star or Wabo. They start telling him what they don't understand what is the issue when it comes to the house, because Ama twins don't really like staying in that house. They always say in that area. So now they don't understand what is the issue now. Honestly, I feel like the mother is right. I do feel like that. I feel like the fight here, they only raised it at the beginning of their season because they were going to make it part of the storyline for the show. But I do feel like I tend to believe I'm tempted to believe ukuthi Mabu rights mayisa bahlala ekhaya, because vele babuka kanje ngabantu abathanda impilo le yase in town or whatever sensini konjani. So le yandlu yako, when I look at it, I feel like it makes sense that they don't want to stay there. Not ukuthi there's anything wrong with it. Ibuka like a home, like mawe ekhaya, So nabo bamangela ukuthi what is the fight about? Labantu abathandi vele ukuhlala la, and I believe what is true, you guys. I do believe what their fight for the house is just as a storyline, because at some point now they did sit and say, I mean, very leandlo angifuni, and I was like, but why are you bothering your mom about the house then if you need iPhone, and then and then they don't bring the kids with bazovakasha and all of that stuff. I mean, guys, if you don't get along with your mom, and I don't think that it's likely that you're gonna take your kids to visit your mom when you don't get along with your mom, and then there's a stepfather there that you also don't get along with. It's unlikely that in that environment that you don't like for yourself, you are going to take your kid there. So for me, it totally made sense that inganzabo abazileti lapayana and the stepfather say complaining along. I really am not clear, you guys, if like when the stepfather came into their life. I am not clear on that. So I don't know whether he has had any contribution to raising them. What I do know is that from Ishoga Tembi and beginning of this show was that Umawabo didn't raise them. Mawabo didn't raise them, they were raised by the grandmother. For some reason. So I doubt the stepfather was there as well. But again, logo, it hasn't been said. I'm still trying to figure out did he have any contribution, or this is somebody who met their mom sebe badala vele no gogo engasekho elokhuzeni emhlabeni or what, angikho clear lapho. So yeah, but ke bayakhuluma stepfather siyasho ukuthi sike sabafonela ukuthi abalethe abantwana ngazi kanjani njani. Yeah, I do feel like the twins do with the mother do deserve a chance to just work out their own things without the stepfather. And I think that it's not going to be easy to build a relationship with the stepfather when you don't get along with your own mother, who is your blood. And I think that if they are going to fight for all relationships to work out all at the same time, it's just not going to work. And yeah, but yeah, brother uthi, you know what, I believe my sisters, because since I've known them, remember naye uba ubhutwabo uSphiwe uba meet as adults, they met each other as adults. So it's like meeting a stranger and getting to know them. But he says, from what I know of them since I've met them, is that they always tell me the truth. So I do believe them. But at the same time, I don't believe ukuthi abantu abadala like umama and the stepfather would lie about what's happening. So his suggestion was that, you know what, ma'am, we can't leave things as they are. We can't just say you guys don't get along. Maybe counseling anyana, go see a psychologist, go see a counselor, nihlale in the same space, nonke nikhulume. And the stepfather is saying, yeah, I think that would be a good idea. But as izinto, it's just things that you don't do. You don't say F you to your mother. So those are the things that I feel as a stepfather I cannot take, which I guess is understandable, But yeah, they agree. Umama is like, go diary session. Umama is like, you know what? If they say we must go see a psychologist, I would say yes, I will go. Loa mama is just calm, you guys. I feel like she's gone through some things like emotionally that have made her shut down. Like she doesn't show any emotions, even when they're showing the preview for the next episode where the stepfather was like going crazy and almost crying, and that the mother is just looking at him like dramatic. And I'm like, I guess that's the frustration even with the twins, that she just doesn't show enough emotions when it comes to a relationship. So yeah, I guess the conclusion with the conversation between Uspiwe no mama was that he feels like they need to find time to just go and talk things out with the twins, like circle things out, understand each other, understand what are the issues between the two of you, and see how you can resolve them. I think it would be great, you guys. I think it's said that their mother is so young, she could have such an impact in their daughters' lives. It's their grandmother at the end of the day. But at the same time, obviously, sometimes relationships, they are not worth it, if they're not going to be positive. So I do feel, I'm hoping they're able to work that relationship out so that the children can have a relationship with their grandmother. But as we all know, you guys, I know sometimes we act like with family we have to have relationships with certain people in our families. Sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes your life is more peaceful without a family member. And if your life is peaceful without a family member, then your children's life is definitely more peaceful without a certain family member. So I would understand if they decide, I know they don't need that in their daughters' lives. And then at the house, there is upapi. Umngani wabo comes for visits. They're doing exercises. Remember, they run this fitness business, so you can actually book them, give them whatever your body goal or whatever. You want to lose weight, you want to get trimmed, you want to get whatever, and then back Jimisa, they are into like fitness. So no papi na use uziluzo jima and all of that jima, nice. And they call their client also. I don't know, they said umuntu populo Tulu. Who's Tulu? Tulu? Because Tulu has booked a loan. So I guess they were just showing us a side of Lokuzan of their business. After that, it was housewarming. The friends arrived, well decorated. And I thought and the party looked beautiful but boring. if you know what I mean. Bekukuhle bekudecorated and all of that, but bengathi abantu babhorekile. Umabatho had the umngani wabo said ukuthi what's missing is the man. There wasn't enough guys. Athi bekushoda ngamadoda azobapansa. Athi yazi ke iphathi imnandi except amukho umuntu nje ospansayo. Young people, guys, I don't know. Do you ever feel like you are missing somebody to pansa you at the party? Yeah, but that's what Mabaso said. It's missing abapants, you know. But it did have an element. It was not here poranyana housewarming lena. But yeah, that was an episode for today. I've seen people say, even on Facebook, there was somebody who posted, this is the most boring show on Ilokuzano Mzansi Magic. I really think it just all depends on what direction they take with this show. I don't think that it's the most boring show. I think they have interesting elements to this show, and it just depends what they decide to focus on. I think that if they decided to focus on the relationship between the twins and the mother, but instead of all the time that they're together, they just have this bursts of anger and whatever, like they really got like a really good psychologist to work with them and working on their relationship and their relationship with their daughters as well, and bring that to the show. I think this could really be a really good show. I think as well, if they worked with somebody in trying to figure out if it really would be a good idea for them to live a separate life and have experiences separate from each other. I think if they brought somebody that's good in handling that and in helping them with that, I think this would really be a really good show. So I think moving forward, whether the show is successful or not, it really depends on what the producers decide to focus on moving forward when it comes to this show. But for me, I'm going to continue. I think that the twins are fun. I love their personalities. It's just fun to watch. You know, at 8 o'clock anything to do, so you know, I don't mind it. You know? So thank you so much for watching this video. Please share it, like it, and then share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginethanda kakhulu.